Welcome to this episode of our program Arab Affairs. As usual, we will be discussing an important topic. Today, we will be focusing on the BRICS historical step in which it has invited 6 more countries to join the bloc. Among those 6 countries was Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. This is a very important and significant step taken for the group and definitely for the joining countries that would reshape the global order and would wane the dependence of economy on certain currency and at the same time put its geopolitical influence on the scene. The 6 joining countries, each one of them have their own very particular significance to the scene, and just to mention that the bloc before the joining of the 6 countries was around 1/3 of the world's economy. After joining or or inviting those 6 countries, remains to see how will things develop. Each and every country that was invited has its own significance. Today we'll be focusing, of course, on the Arab side, and Egypt, Saudi, United Arab Emirates, the 3 countries and their weight into this block. We'll be focusing on that in our episode. Before we start with our discussion, let's first have a quick look on the Arab news that took place during this week, and we'll come back for more discussion.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi met with visiting Jordanian Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi on Tuesday. During the meeting, President el-Sisi and Safadi expressed relief towards the level of coordination between the 2 countries. They stressed the significance of continuing to boost bilateral economic relations and increase trade exchange coinciding with the close political ties and historic relations binding the 2 Arab nations. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy said the meeting tackled close relations between Egypt and Jordan and the latest developments in the Middle East peace process. The meeting was attended by Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry and Head of General Intelligence Major General Abbas Kamel. Egypt welcomed the Libyan joint communique released in Benghazi that asserted the Libyan nature of any political track or inter-Libyan dialogue. The Libyan communique was issued by Head of Libyan Presidential Council Mohammed el-Menfi, House of Representatives Speaker Aqila Saleh, and Libyan National Army's General Commander Khalifa Haftar. A Foreign Ministry statement hailed the statement that also asserted that the House of Representatives will assume its power in making necessary measures to adopt election laws referred by the 6+6 committee after it completes its tasks. The ministry statement reiterated Egypt's full support to Libyan state institutions in the drive to complete necessary steps towards holding concurrent presidential and parliamentary elections in Libya as soon as possible. The Arab League General Secretariat welcomed the announcement to unify Libya's central bank after a decade of division, hoping this step reflected positively on Libyan economy and the state of living of Libyan citizens. The Arab League pointed to the importance of this announcement is an encouraging step to all proactive entities in Libya to activate the political process and go forward towards holding awaited presidential and parliamentary elections. The Central Bank of Libya has been reinstated as a unified sovereign institution almost a decade after it was split in 2 due to civil war. Governor Siddiq al-Kabir had made the announcement at the bank's headquarters in Tripoli after a meeting with Deputy Governor Mari Muftah Rahil and department heads from both Tripoli and Benghazi branches. Scores of Israeli occupation settlers broke into Al-Aqsa Mosque from the Maghariba Gate under heavy police protection. The settlers conducted the provocative rounds in the mosque and the Talmudic rituals at Rahma Gate before the Dome of the Rock. In another development, 4 Palestinians were injured in clashes with the occupation forces in Tulkarm city west of the occupied West Bank. Israeli military has staged airstrikes near Syria's capital, injuring 1 soldier and causing material damage. Israeli fired missiles from the direction of Syria's Israeli-occupied Golan Heights, targeting some military positions near Damascus. Syrian forces said that Israel had targeted military locations of the Syrian army and other locations related to Iran, adding that among these locations are arms warehouses. Algeria sent a high-ranking official to Niger as part of its diplomatic push in the aftermath of a crisis in the country. Algerian Foreign Ministry Secretary General Lounes Maghraman visit to Niger comes a day after Algerian Foreign Minister Ahmed Attaf began a tour of West African countries in a bid to find a solution in Niger. The Algerian Foreign Ministry said in a statement that Maghraman's visit was another step in Algeria's unceasing efforts to contribute to a peaceful solution to the crisis in Niger, avoiding increased risk of this brotherly country and for the entire region. The top UN humanitarian official on Friday voiced concern about the spread of violence in Sudan and said a lasting conflict could tip the entire region into humanitarian catastrophe. Martin Griffiths said the viral conflict and the hunger, disease and displacement left in its wake now threatens to consume the entire country. He mentioned specific concerns about the safety of civilians in the country's breadbasket Gezira state. The top UN humanitarian official added that hundreds of thousands of children are severely malnourished and at imminent risk of death if left untreated.